Good morning, Taconic, and welcome to another episode of Taconic TV. Let's get into it.
Today is Friday, June 17th. We have a great show lined up for you today. First up, we have Destin with This Week's Sports. Then we have Andrew with Question of the Week.
After that, we have some interviews with some other CTE programs. Then we have a segment about the importance of Juneteenth. And to end off the show, we have a very special episode of Wojcik's Weather.
But first, please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Grades for the fourth quarter closed on Wednesday, and all grades from teachers are due by the end of today. The last day of school is next Thursday, and all days next week are half days.
There will be a dine to donate at Hot Harry's next Wednesday for the Taconic track. If you'd like to help support that, go to Hot Harry's on Wednesday with this poster and tell them that you'd like to dine to donate for the Taconic track. The image is in our description.
And now we have Destin with the sports news for the end of the year.
Welcome back to Taconic Sports. I'm Destin. Let's go into the news. On Saturday, PHS lost to Arlington Catholic baseball team with a 6-1 score. Meanwhile, Wakona moves up to the state semifinals. AVVO Crews carried the team to a victory. Now for some international news. The Boston Celtics defeated the Golden State Warriors 116-100 to take a 2-1 series lead in the NBA Finals. Jaylen Brown put together a huge first quarter that helped the Celtics grab a lead with 17 points, 5 rebounds, and 3 assists that jump-started an 11-point lead. With 5 minutes remaining, Al Horford drove for a loose ball and landed on top of Steph Curry's left ankle. Curry checked out of the game with 2 minutes left.
Shot clock falling away. Tatum short. Smart comes up with the ball but couldn't hold on. Everybody diving on the floor. Curry comes up with it. Horford has it. Smart wrestles it away. And a foul on Golden State.
In Game 4, the Warriors won against the Celtics 107-97. Steph Curry scored 43 points and 10 rebounds on the Boston Celtics, leading the Golden State Warriors to a win that evened the series at 2 games apiece. Finally, Game 5 ended with the Celtics losing 94-104 to the Warriors. Remember, the day we are recording is Tuesday. We can't report on scores for Game 6 or Game 7. That's all for this year. Goodbye.
Thanks, Destin. And speaking of sports, Field Day is next Wednesday. They will have kickball, a dunk tank, yard games, contests, and more. So make sure you wear your sneakers.
And now, we have the last question of the week for the year with Andrew.
Hey guys, it's Andrew with Question of the Week, and the question is, what are you doing for summer?
I'm going home and I am sleeping.
I'm planning this summer to be a lifeguard and work out in the gym to get ready for the next football season.
This summer, I'm probably going to be playing a lot of soccer with friends and just hanging out with family.
My name is Will, and this summer, I'm going to be working on trying to get a job, get my money up, and I'm going to work on becoming a better person overall.
I'm going to be working all summer.
Thanks, Andrew. The school's production of Riot was last week, so congratulations to everyone who took part in that show. And if you weren't able to see it live, don't worry. We filmed one of the performances, so you should be able to see that very soon.
Now, we have Maverick with some CTE programs.
Come on, let's go. Are you running? Come on, stop. Gotta go. Okay, so what's your name?
I'm McKenna.
Okay, so McKenna, what do you do here in health tech?
We learn a lot about health technology and healthcare, and we get to do things like CPR, learn about the human body, all of that. Right now we're practicing CPR. We just finished our adult CPR course, and now we're doing baby CPR.
Okay, so would you recommend this to other students?
Definitely. It gives you a lot of choices and just career paths that like open up for you. We get to learn about in healthcare, and it gives you a nice opportunity to learn about it.
That's amazing. Okay, so that's health tech. Let's go to the next class. We're doing metal fab. All right, here he is. Sir, what do you do here in metal fab?
We weld things and make projects.
Okay, would you recommend this to other students?
Yes, if you're looking for a lot of work.
A lot of work?
Yes.
Jesus.
Yeah.
God.
Yeah, dear.
Dear God. All right, that's metal fab. Let's go. All right, so we're here at electricity, and basically, we're going to interview the next people. Okay. So, question, what do you do here at electricity?
We put wires together with electricity and we make it work.
Wow.
We put together like breakers and service entrances. That's it.
Wow. Would you recommend this to other students?
Yeah.
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 Alright, I'm done. I'm not doing this anymore. This show sucks. It doesn't actually, but I'm done. I just can't.
Thanks, Maverick. Next Monday, we have no school to celebrate Juneteenth. And last year, Siani was able to sit down and talk to Miss Edgerton and Miss Powell about the history and importance of Juneteenth. Let's go to them.
Hello, I'm Siani, and I'm here today with Miss Edgerton and Mr. Powell from the NAACP, and we're here to talk about Juneteenth. So, why is it important to celebrate diverse holidays?
Well, it's very important to celebrate diverse holidays because it provides an opportunity for us to develop respect for each other and our cultures, helps bring awareness, and it also shows that though we're different, we have very similar things in our lives like family and traditions and belief.
All right, and could you explain the importance and significance of June 19, 1865?
Yes, well, it's really essential to know because of Lincoln's 1863 Emancipation Proclamation. That's what really brought Lincoln into this history. But the reality of it is that the Emancipation Proclamation did not apply to Union states. Okay, and so it was the Union states where all this slavery was happening. So it wasn't until the 13th Amendment, and a lot of people don't understand this, that it was the 13th Amendment that actually abolished slavery, okay? And then it's 6 months, and that was in January, and then it's 6 months after that, that the slaves in Galveston, Texas, learned that they were free. So that's 6 months after the 13th Amendment. 2 years after the Emancipation Proclamation. And even then, slave owners did not tell the slaves they were free until after the harvest. Because let's remember, slavery was about free labor. So they wanted to make sure they got their harvest in before the slaves started celebrating. So it was after the 13th Amendment. And then in June, the general with the troops entered Texas and read the proclamation, which read, through General Order Number 3, the people of Texas are informed that in accordance with the proclamation from the Executive of the United States, all slaves are free. This involves an absolute equality of personal rights and rights of property between the former master and slave, and the connection there heretofore existing between themselves becomes that between employer and hired labor. The free men are advised to remain quietly at their present homes and work for wages. So they didn't want the slaves, even after becoming free, to leave because they would have nobody to do the work. Okay, and they made it clear that they would not be allowed to collect at military posts, and that they would not be supported in idleness either there or elsewhere. So they were just telling them, if you don't work, you don't get paid, and you're not going to have any kind of benefits coming your way. Okay? No food stamps, none of that existed at that time. So the former slaves immediately started celebrating with prayer, fasting, song, dance. This was the beginning of Juneteenth, June 19th, 1865. This celebration of Juneteenth recognizes the challenges of those who fight injustice have always faced. Students, particularly black students, can find empowerment in the jubilant celebrations of culture, activism, and the humanity of a people.
And could you tell us a little bit about the moment in 1865 when it was announced that the slaves were free?
Well, it was a great moment. Unfortunately, even in that announcement and in celebration, unfortunately, it was not a smooth transaction. People were whipped for celebrating. Some were even hung. You know, so it still became a struggle. You know, anytime there's change, especially where justice is part of that change, it doesn't fare well. So there's always a struggle. But the resilience of the people fighting for that, wanting to celebrate. And at some point that celebration actually fell off as they began. And it really didn't pick back up until I think it was when Dr. King started his Poor People March or advocacy. And it didn't really, unfortunately, go anywhere because of his death. But then there was a group of citizens who went to Washington and really advocated for freedom and rights and all of that. And they actually reactivated or revitalized Juneteenth. And it was at that point that they identified that Juneteenth would be a national holiday. Or not a national holiday, but a holiday celebrated in Texas, and it was also celebrated by many states, but it just was not a federal holiday at that point. And we just learned, what, a couple of days ago? Yep. Through Senator Markey. He had presented a bill, and the Senate did pass Juneteenth to become a federal holiday, and we're hoping that the House follows suit.
And what does Juneteenth mean to you?
Well, Juneteenth, to me, is significant because of the history that Mr. Powell just shared. But it also is an opportunity for us to be self-reflective and think about the progress that has been made in terms of equity and justice. And it's also another opportunity for our young people to have a better understanding of the history of this country and to study the injustices that have been consistent from the time of enslavement until today. I mean, the existence of Black Lives Movement is a clear response to the fact that there's still very much aspects of our lives where we're not free, completely free, that we don't have the equity that others have. You know, there are issues around voting rights. There are issues of wealth gap. There's the issue of achievement gaps in the school systems. So I think Juneteenth is another opportunity for us to celebrate and to have gratitude, but it's also an opportunity for us to be self-reflective and think about what we need to do to be socially responsible to others as our ancestors were responsible for us.
I just want to thank you guys for coming out and kind of just better informing us on what Juneteenth is.
And thank you.
And thank you.
Thank you.
Now we have a very special episode of Wojcik's Weather.
I'm only happy when it rains.
Thank you, and welcome to Wojcik's Weather, the last Wojcik's Weather. We'll get right into the national map. Today, really, we have the rest of this low pressure. They're really weak lows that have been coming through, but like yesterday, spotty shower here or there. I think less likely than more likely we would get any type of shower today. It's going to be really, really spotty in nature if we get anything. High pressure coming up and coming across the country is what we're going to see for the weekend. So we're looking at a pretty decent Father's Day weekend. It's going to be a bit breezy and windy, but no rain in the forecast. Some of the current temps right now, a little warm for the morning, 67 Albany, 67 Glens Falls, 66 out there in Springfield. And looking across the country, you know, same type of thing. We've got 70s and getting warmer down into the south, 83 in Nashville, 80 down in Dallas. The Pacific Northwest is still into the 50s. Okay, and looking at our 6th day, like I said, slight chance today for a shower storm. It's going to be really spotty in nature. Some people may just have sun all day. Getting a little bit cooler tomorrow, 66 on Saturday, 73 on Sunday. Both days tend to be a little on the breezy side. Then Monday, again, some sun and clouds with Juneteenth holiday, 77. Warming up now on Tuesday and Wednesday. And Wednesday is our next chance for showers and storms. And I thought I would leave you in my last one with the top 10 Wojcik's weather jokes. So let me get through those right now for you. Number 10. How do you prevent a summer cold? Catch it in the winter. Number 9. Do hurricanes use their eye to see? Number 8. The tornado took the sports car out for a spin. Number 7. Is the opposite of a cold front a warm back? Number 6. What does a cloud wear under his raincoat? This is for everybody at Taconic. Thunderwear. Number 5. Whatever happened to the cow that was lifted into the air by a tornado? It was an utter disaster. And for those of you that don't know cows, those are udders underneath them. Number 4. What's the difference between weather and climate? You can't weather a tree, but you can climb it. Number 3. Bananas have to put sunscreen on when they go to the beach so they don't peel. Number 2, this could have been number 1. This was close, but what happens when the fog lifts in California? UCLA. And number 1, an old one, but my favorite, it was so hot out there today, I saw a robin picking up a worm with a pot holder. Those are Wojcik's top 10. I want to thank Mr. Choquette and the Taconic TV staff for these opportunities. It's been a great time doing the weather here with them, and they do a great job here. Also, looking back, I've thoroughly enjoyed my 20 years at Taconic. Great staff, great administration, great people here. Made a lot of friends over the years. I wish everybody the best in the future. And last thing I'll leave you with is everybody's saying, what are we going to do about the weather, for next year and everything else? I'll leave you with this. Look outside. This is Wojcik signing off. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Mr. Wojcik. And we have to say thank you for the years of professionalism and humor you've added to our show. From everyone here at Taconic TV, thank you. And I'm not much of a weather guy, but for my forecast for you is a great retirement. Well, that's the end of our show. As always, if you have any news you'd like us to report, email us at taconictv@pittsfield.net. Remember to take responsibility, have respect, and strive for excellence.
Have a great day, Taconic.